Hey you guys. Okay, so I haven't made a video in a while. Ooh, it's bright back there. Hopefully y'all can see really good. But I have been blogging on my blog at briapittman.com. I much prefer blogging over making videos just because it's a lot faster and it's easier. Also, I blog just in case people are too rude on YouTube and I stop making videos because I'm not going to tolerate negativity. But I did just post a post on my blog, and I'm looking down because I've got the blog post open right in front of me. So each week I have been going through on my blog and doing a Poshmark weekly review. So this is basically just me keeping track of my numbers each week. So hopefully this is not boring because I'm just going to go through and read my blog post. If I had a podcast, this is what I would be doing on the podcast, but I'm just going to do this for video. So don't judge me for the fact that I'm reading off of my blog post, because this is just a way to repurpose the content for those of you guys who are going to refuse to read a blog post. So the week that I'm reviewing is the week of December 24th through December the 30th. So as was expected, it was extremely slow leading up to Christmas. I did manage to snag my very first host pick. So my host pick was a pair of Just Black skinny jeans with a zipper on the ankles. If you're not familiar with Just Black, it is a Stitch Fix brand. And Stitch Fix, the jeans usually cost about $80, somewhere between $80 and $100. They feel like butter. So if you see Just Black in the store, you want to pick that up for sure. So everybody says that host picks don't sell. It doesn't mean your item sells any faster. I was shocked that my host pick sold within 2 hours of being selected. So yeah, it was a great first experience with a host pick. And I do think it's a rarity that they sold so quickly. But I'm super grateful for a positive first experience with a host pick. All right, let's get to numbers for the week then. Total items sold, I sold 4 items. My gross sales were $87, so that's a little lower than I normally sell, but again, it was the week of Christmas, so it was to be expected that there wouldn't be a lot that I sold. Excuse me. My average sale price was $21.75. My total active listings is 127 listings, and total listings altogether is 232. So total listings includes actives and solds. So what sold for me? A gray Talbot's plus size blazer. Blazers tend to do really, really well for me, and so I think I'm going to keep picking those up, probably because I just like professional wear. And so you tend to gravitate towards what you like to wear. So I love blazers. My second item sold was a black biker style jacket with fringe on the sleeves and the front. This one was a no brand. I mean, there's a brand name on there, but it wasn't a brand that pops up when you type it into Poshmark. So I had a girl try to offer me like $15 for that. And so we went back and forth, and I was like, nah, I really feel like it's worth more than that. And so a week later it sold for $25. Item number 3 that sold was a Charlotte Russe plaid button down. It sold for $13. Item number 4 was a cable engaged plus size tunic with a cute little opening in the back, and it was $18. So overall, I was pretty happy with the sales from this past week, especially considering that it was the week of Christmas. It was to be expected. All right, moving on, let's talk about my 2019 goals. So we're officially in 2019, of course, and before I share my goals with you, first let me tell you why I set these gigantic goals for myself. So I believe the best way to learn is through experimentation. I don't think that there's a blog post I'm going to read or a YouTube video that I'm going to watch that's going to tell me what works for me. The only way that I will learn what works for Curvy Girl Resale is through experimentation. Now, you can read and read blog posts, look at people's Instagram, watch YouTube videos to get kind of an idea, but I still think that you have to be in the trenches working it out for yourself to see what's going to work. So my strategy for this next year then is quality to get to, sorry, reverse that. My strategy is quantity to get to quality. So my goal for 2019 is 3,000 listings on Poshmark. And I can accomplish this goal. I do work a full-time job, and people are like, you're crazy. Yes, I know, it's fine. So I can accomplish this goal by listing 10 items a day, 6 days a week with Saturdays off. I'm not shooting for 3,000 active listings, just 3,000 total listings. So that's going to, of course, include actives and solds. I do have help. My husband helps ship out a lot of my orders. He also, I have to pull out 56 items at the beginning of each week, and he steams all of those for me. He is amazing. So those of you guys who don't have supportive spouses or partners, maybe bribe a kid to help you with the additional work. Okay, and then talking about social media, of course, it is my goal to grow my Instagram to 13,000 followers. And I do think there are those in the reseller community who they don't see the importance of having a social media strategy. But I think if I want to run this like a business, most businesses have a social media and online marketing strategy. And so I plan to do that as well. Every business that I have started in the past has had a social media or an online marketing strategy, an email list. So I really do think, this is the more advanced part of an online strategy, but I do think you need an email list too, because if the algorithm changes on Instagram or the algorithm changes on Facebook, you don't own that traffic. So that's what I'm going to experiment with. I'm gaining followers on Instagram pretty rapidly, so that's great, but they're fellow resellers. So I am experimenting with running ads on Facebook weekly to grow a fan page. Now, there are people within the reseller community who spend several $100s a month on sharing services to self-share their closets for them. That's great. I think that's wonderful if that's something that you want to do. I, however, think that Facebook ads is a little bit more affordable than that. And so I'm interested to see what happens if instead of investing in a sharing service, I invest in Facebook ads. I mean, you can pay $20 and reach 1,000 to 1,500 people. So these sharing services, I think the most expensive one I saw for 3,000 self-shares a day was like $300 or $400. And so right now I'm spending $20 a week on Facebook ads. So got to figure out how to track the return on investment on that. But I already had one lady pop up in my closet a few days ago and was like, oh my God, I found you on Facebook. And so now I'm here checking out your closet. And she liked a bunch of stuff. She didn't buy anything, which is totally fine with me. Within sales, there's a sales cycle to the relationship. And so sometimes, you don't get married on the first date. And so the first time they interact with you may not be the first time they buy something. But if you keep showing up over and over again, then eventually they probably will. So also, my favorite internet marketer, Gary Vaynerchuk, says that Facebook ads are super underpriced right now, and I believe him. So I'm going to experiment with that, and I will report back for you guys. Also, you may be wondering why run Facebook ads instead of Instagram ads. And I discovered through market research that my ideal customer spends a lot more time on Facebook than they do on Instagram. So I plan to test it out and report back. And I created an ideal customer. I have their age, what they do for a living, the places they hang out online, all that stuff done through market research. So if you really want to get specific about the kind of customer that you're serving, then you should research how to write up an ideal customer avatar. It has been super helpful for me. So I really do think that for me, I had to go super niche. So my niche is plus size clothing on Poshmark. Some people's niche is toys on eBay. Some people's niche is, I just had a brain fart, it went away, or books on Amazon, whatever your niche is. For me, my niche is, I have a hard time finding plus size clothing. And so my niche is reselling plus size clothing on Poshmark. And because I have a niche that's very focused, it's easier for me to come up with an ideal customer avatar. So I really think that's an activity that you should do if this is a business that you're wanting to turn into long-term income. So Hope that was super helpful for you guys. I may not do this every time that I do a blog post. Come on here and, kind of go through the blog post on a YouTube video because it just feels awkward turtle for me. Awkward turtle. Man, I just did that. So if you want to make sure you see blog posts every time they go live, you can go follow my blog, briapittman.com. Just hit that little follow button and you should be notified every time I make a post. All right. Hope you guys have a fantastic week and I'll see you later. Bye.